Hi, welcome to Teresa's Tips for Transcendence. Today what I wanted to talk about is Jamie Oliver versus the evil Forsythe Corporation. I'm Teresa Schley-Lombardi, author of Penelope In the Divine, a fictional personal narrative about a sensual woman who's born with special powers and her journey through the world of erotic dance and towards spiritual transcendence. Penelope is trained to become a warrior who fights an evil corporation called the Forsythe Corporation. The Forsythe Corporation is based on the FDA and governmental lobbyists and all the powers that be that allow processed foods and food additives to become such a huge part of our diet. I'm in a unique position because I didn't really eat processed food or refined sugar growing up. When I graduated from high school, I moved to Europe for a couple of years, and when I came back, I noticed in the late 80s that our food supply had changed a lot. And I noticed it first with Doritos. I would eat a Dorito and it just tasted weird, and I asked people and nobody seemed to notice the difference. And then ranch dressing came in. It was ranch dressing this and ranch flavor that and nacho cheesier this and higher taste that. And I realized that all of this was based on monosodium glutamate. And then the low-fat foods started to come in. With low-fat foods, the fat content was lower, but the sugar content was very high, and that was all high fructose corn syrup. And in the early 2000s, I had some health issues, and I saw a naturopath. And through a lot of trial and error, I realized that I'm highly sensitive to food additives, and they were affecting my health. And so I decided I was going to write a book based on all this information. And you know what? The book sucked. I'm not a journalist. I'm not good with research, but I saved all the information. And when it came time to write Penelope, I thought to myself, what is the biggest evil on the planet? And to me, that is enslaving the human mind. How I see that happening today is our population has gotten so much fatter, and we're spending so much time in front of the TV. When I was little, kids were running around playing outside. Now, people are in front of the TV, and as people get heavier, they're more lethargic, they want to move less. So another reason to spend more time in front of the TV. Processed foods are advertised on TV. The problem with that is, the more processed food that you eat, because the nutritional content is so low, as the additives are added, the nutritional content of the food goes down. What happens then is you need to eat more of that type of food in order for your body to get the nutrients that it craves. On top of that, these foods are loaded with additives which are themselves very addictive. So, the more of that type of food that you eat, the more that your body needs to eat. The more that you eat, the more that you crave. The more that you crave, you need to eat. And it creates this huge cycle. And as you sit in front of the TV, you're getting all these messages to eat more of that food. So the Forsythe Corporation, the full name is the Forsythe Candy and Satellite Corporation. So they're in charge of all the TVs and all the satellites and all the food additives. So it's a corporation that feeds on itself and has a perfect consumer because they're addicted. It's like being junkies and you have to come back for more. Jamie Oliver is a famous chef who has a program called Jamie Oliver's Food Revolution, and he goes to a town called Huntington, West Virginia. It's one of the fattest towns in the nation. He tries to help them change their diet by eating more fresh food. Well, the problem is they're addicted to processed food. It was so clear to me when I saw the program. So Jamie Oliver is basically fighting the evil corporation just like Penelope. When I was doing research, what I came across is this book. It's called In Defense of Food by Michael Pollan. He wrote the book that I was trying to write. He did a fantastic job. He's a terrific writer. I highly recommend it to anyone who eats. If you eat, read this book. If you eat, I also recommend Food Inc. It's a documentary, a companion piece to that book. Michael Pollan is featured in this. So my tip for today is be aware of how food additives are affecting your health. They can deaden the human energy system and therefore begin the process of enslaving your mind. What we really want is transcendence. If your mind is deadened and enslaved, you cannot access transcendence. You cannot elevate your mind. So if you like what you saw here today, at the end of the video, there is some information where you can vote for me. I'm in a contest called The Next Top Spiritual Author. The prize is a publishing contract. If you'd like to see Penelope in the Divine in print and learn more about the lessons that she learns, please vote for me. Visit my website, inthedivine.com, for more information as well. And as all of Penelope's teachers say in the novel, Namaste, I salute the divinity in you.